let them have dominion. He transferred dominion, rulership, and reign over to mankind.
So now do you understand why it is that people like Paula White are allowed to have a big platform and just place that on everybody? Why? Because they're swindlers, they're hustlers, they're cons. What they really serve is to protect man's kingdom, which is why stupid people like her would say stupid stuff like this. She goes on to say that it's illegal for God to interfere in man's dominion. Oh no, okay. And she's been called out on this, okay? God doesn't have to put up with anything that man does. It's too bad that the head of the Faith White House doesn't know this. But then maybe, considering the Freemasons set up the Constitution, maybe, it's the best person to have in. But she says this because they want to protect their kingdom. Everybody in the world, from the Arabs to the Jews to the Christians, at this point, you should be sick of man's kingdom. How many more times do you need to hear, it's going to be different, we're going to do this, and come on. They can't do anything near close to what God's kingdom is. We can't even envision what God's kingdom is like, but that's the kingdom I want to come. They aren't going to bring it. But people like Paula White, the wealthy, the nobles, they don't want God's kingdom. I've explained this. Do you think there will ever be any wealthy or noble people that will truly want to give up their dominion? No. But they're not the ones that have to give it up. It's the people that have to get it. That's why Jesus went to the people. Again, Jesus didn't go to the nobles. He didn't go to the kings. He didn't go to the wealthy, because he knew all of those things would be barriers. Just like it's a barrier for Paula White. The difference with Paula White is she deliberately knows that she wants to keep man's kingdom in place. God doesn't have to abide by anything man does, not one thing. The only reason he continues to allow it is because he's waiting for the people, not the nobles, not the kings. He's waiting for the people to get it. Are you interested in my kingdom yet? You keep hearing what man's going to do for you, but are you interested in my kingdom? Because I'm way above man, and my dominion is what rules, not. And she's been called out on this. She's been called out on this. But really, what she's sort of saying the truth in a way. She's just serving Satan while she does it. Seriously. Because what have I been saying for a while now? Exercise your free will back to God. That was what was the problem. Yes, that's what she encourages. Of course she would. She's a millionaire. It's to her benefit for the people not to surrender to God. It's to her benefit for her to tell the people that it's illegal for God to interfere in man's dominion. Oh, back that way up there, Satan, okay? That is not true whatsoever. At any time, the Almighty God can come up against you, Paula White, all you people in the White House, in a heartbeat, and he will. It's coming. He's just waiting for the people to finally realize it, for the people to say, I don't want this kingdom anymore, God. It's all the same. It doesn't matter who the presidents are. It's just the same old thing. We're either in holy wars or we're out of, nothing really ever changes. We still, have the government coming after us. We're still suppressing people, and yet we're told this is some free country. And yet, God, what none of us really know is what your kingdom is. We want your kingdom to come, God. But we realize that these people, the wealthy, the nobles, the kings, they want to keep their dominion. And in order to keep their dominion, they have to convince the people that they're in place because of you, God, and that we need to look to them, God, because they're going to create the kingdom. No. 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 You know why God loved Abraham so much? Abraham, Abraham. He surrendered. He surrendered so much to God, he was willing to sacrifice Isaac if he had to. That was how much he surrendered. But if you go back before him, there was no Israel, there was no Arabs, there was no none of it. There was no Abraham. In the Garden of Eden, we don't know that they were Jewish. We don't know if they were Arabs. People have made assumptions, okay? No, that's God's kingdom. It became man's dominion the moment they exercised their free will and came into the fallen world. And then you really didn't have dominion, Miss Paula White, okay? You've been splitting it with Satan since that time. Yes, because as Jesus said, the Prince of Darkness rules this world. Why? Because the Prince of Darkness is the unregenerated heart that doesn't want to surrender to God. That's why you're told in this world how surrender, never give up. Yeah, no, you want to surrender to God. His kingdom is so, it's beyond what man can't even come close to it. These people are put in place to help keep man's dominion in place. And in order to keep man's dominion in place and not have God's rule, they have to convince the everyday people of all this stuff they're going to do for you. But what you don't understand is God's kingdom will come up against all of them in a heartbeat. If the people themselves would say, I don't want this kingdom anymore, God. I'm surrendering all of it. I'm laying all of it on the altar, just this way Abraham was going to lay Isaac on the altar. And he was going to trust God that much. I'm going to lay all of it on the altar, God, every single bit of it, because I want your kingdom to come. The moment he sees the people doing that, oh boy, you watch how fast he will come against man's dominion.